Trash. Hello everyone! Welcome back to 2022. Mama's back. How have you been these 2 weeks without me? Was it good? Was it sad? I mean, I don't want it to be sad. I hope you had a good time. I'm gonna be honest with you, it did not feel like a 2-week break. I feel like I literally just recorded my last video yesterday. Which is true because I literally recorded my last video yesterday because I filmed this 7-day straight video for you right here. I thought of something, including you guys. It's 1 AM right now. We're gonna do this video. It's gonna be very long. If you're new here, first of all, hello. My name is Naomijon. I don't think I ever did that. New year, new me. I have this very special series where I eat something particular for 7 days straight. This time it's gonna be my subscriber/followers food for 7 days straight, because I asked you guys on Instagram what I should eat every single day and you guys had ideas. There's gonna be everything in there, everything from breakfast snack to dinner to weird food combinations. So buckle up and go on this journey with me for 7 days. So day number 1, it's breakfast time, and we're gonna start with something kind of simple, which is Tani Laufey's suggestion: scrambled eggs with Nutella on toast. They were like salt and pepper, just like normal. And I was like, bitch, you crazy. So we're gonna start right off with a food combination that's a bit weird, but this person made it seem like it's very normal for them. Get yourself an egg. This is how I scramble my eggs. I'm not doing all this fancy type of shit like milk and whisking it beforehand and whatever. I'm just gonna go straight in Jamie Oliver style. A very satisfying moment for you guys. Maybe not that satisfying. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm a butter type of person. Everything butter, and especially Nutella butter. There has to be butter under Nutella. On it goes butter, Nutella, and then all the scrambled eggs on top. It looks okay, I think. Oh, now it looks disgusting. And I don't even know where to start, but I actually love this. When I tell you guys, there's probably no person on this world who is more irritated by the fact that this tastes good than me. I don't know, it just really gave me a kind of a Nutella pancake kind of feeling. It just really worked together and it was really good, and I'm still in shock about that I like it. If you like eggs, if you like Nutella, you should try this. To be honest with you, I don't really have a scheduled breakfast time, so I ate this scrambled egg Nutella toast at like 4 p.m. So that means I made my dinner at like 9 p.m. and we're gonna make a sopa de fideo. It is a Mexican noodle soup. I got the suggestion by Issa Lucy, and they actually already sent me a recipe, but I had to Google it. I mean, I think I kind of did what they told me. You actually don't really need many ingredients for this. This is gonna be very easy. So you need 2 cups of diced tomatoes. I was being very lazy. I just used this tomato sauce. But it's yummy. You're gonna take 1 small onion and some garlic cloves. And you want to blend this with the tomato soup or the diced tomatoes in the blender. I also added a little bit of tomato paste just to give it a bit more tomato flavor. Oh, I was trying to cheat. And you know, I'm just the best at changing the recipe. Let's get to our fideo noodles. These are obviously not very authentic Mexican noodles, but I think these could be the German equivalent to them. Die mag ich. Feine Eiernudeln mit Hartweizen. And you're just gonna pan fry them a little bit until they're golden brown. Prepare 6 cups of chicken broth or vegetable broth. I used veggie broth and then I added my tomato mixture into it. Then you want to add 1/2 teaspoon of cumin. Bring your soup to a boil and then you can add your fideo noodles. Just let it simmer for about, I don't know, 6 to 8 minutes or something. That's it. Look how easy it is. I chose to garnish it with some feta cheese, some avocado, and some cilantro. I think these are like typical toppings. My recipe told me it is. You can also add some lime to give it a little bit of freshness. I personally am a huge fan of soup, so I was actually really excited about this one. And when I tell you, this was such a good soup. It was so easy. Like, there's not much in it, but it was so good. The cilantro in there and the avocado and the feta cheese, it just all worked together and just created this amazing taste. Probier mal, voll lecker.
Oh, that's salty. Tastes good. Good job.
Very, very amazing for the winter.
Yes, my queen is dying.
Days. Very amazing for the cold
yes,
winter days.
Agreed.
I'm even cooking for my man, but he doesn't even pay attention to me. It's always the same. Honestly, I can only recommend the soup. If you love soup, you're gonna love this one. It's super quick. It's super good. I'm a fan. Day number 2, breakfast time, everyone. Avery2910 said,
Pommes mit Milkshake ist so geil, die Pommes da rein dippen.
Which means I should try fries dipped in McDonald's milkshake. What was that? Everyone has done this at some point in their life, right? I mean, at least when they were a child, right? So we're gonna try this again as adult Naomi. So your girl ordered some McDonald's. I don't think I've ever ordered from McDonald's because why does my light keep doing this? If you turn blue one more time, I'm gonna sue you. Let's just dip that fry into the goodness of the shake. I was not sure. I was like, that's stupid. But it kind of grew on me. I didn't mind it. It was okay. Vincent, magst du Pommes mit Milkshake? Prepared this only for you.
It's not bad, but it's also not giving me anything.
Ah, die haben meinen Dip vergessen. Ranch Buttermilk. Ah! It's barbecue.
Maybe the packaging is wrong.
And then I was being really crazy and I dipped my apple pie into my milkshake. I mean, it worked. Sugar plus sugar equals sugar. Okay, now we're getting to something that I'm actually very excited about. So for dinner time, we're gonna make a Portuguese dish, which is called Francesinha, suggested by EDK Toxic. I tried Francesinha before because I've been to Porto and it's like a sandwich with a whole lot of meat on it and cheese and some special kind of sauce, and it's just very big. But I remember when I ate it that it was just too much meat for me. I do not eat that much meat anymore, barely anything. And back then when I was in Porto, that was still too much meat for me. Steak and sausage and ham, it was just so much at once. So now I was thinking maybe there's like a vegetarian or vegan recipe to do this Francesinha. And I hope Porto people are not gonna hate me for this. I actually found, I think, a good recipe on YouTube for vegan Francesinha. I'm gonna make a veggie one though because I'm gonna use normal cheese. Of course, we're gonna start how basically every recipe starts. We're gonna chop up some onion and some garlic. Just, you know, fry up your onion and your garlic a little bit in that oil. And then you wanna add some beef broth, or in my case, veggie broth. Next, you're gonna add 1 tablespoon of Worcester sauce. Oh my god, is that how you pronounce it?
Worcestershire.
So 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire. Oh my god. Next, you're gonna add 1 whole beer. I bought this type of beer because somehow it just spoke to me. Wie schmeckt das eigentlich? Live taste test. I hate beer. Next, you're gonna add 3 ounces of white wine. I somehow forgot to film it. Also add some salt. Never cooked with beer before. Whole new experience. Whole new experience. Next, you're gonna add 6 to 8 tablespoons of tomato sauce. There's my tomato sauce again, but this time it's zucchini. I only had this one with zucchini. But I thought maybe it's gonna do nicely in the sauce. And just let it cook for a couple of minutes to let some of the alcohol dissolve. Not dissolve, but like fly away. Fly into the sky, into the universe, out of your sauce. After 10 minutes of simmering, you're gonna add 1.5 ounces of red wine. And I bought this Jack Daniels just for my cooking. And you're also gonna add 1.5 ounces of whiskey. It's very much alcohol in the sauce. Now you're gonna prepare a potato starch slurry or cornstarch, just something that thickens up the sauce a little bit. And then you're gonna let it simmer for another 30 minutes and like all the alcohol just, you know, flies into space. After 30 minutes, it's time to blend our sauce because we don't want like little bits of onion and zucchini in there. We just want it to be smooth. Then we're gonna put the sauce to the side, and now we're gonna get to the toast and the meat, which is not gonna be meat because I'm gonna be using this plant-based steak. Never tried it before, but I felt like it would be very fitting for this because obviously I need steak. Just fry it up in some oil. This is just me wondering if I maybe melted the spoon because there were like black bits on there. And I didn't know if it was a steak or the spoon just melting, but don't worry, it was the steak. Next, we're gonna just pan fry our Beyond Meat sausage. I like these ones. They're very original in taste. They're a very good alternative to sausages. And you're gonna cut it into like 4 pieces, exactly like this. Then you wanna fry an egg real quick, and then you can already assemble your Francesinha. I put a little bit of sauce on the toast, so it's like juicy and not too dry. Then just like that, put your steak on. On top, you're gonna put your sausage, and then right on top, you're gonna put some ham on. I think it's like smoked ham. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any smoked ham alternatives, so I just have this kind of a bologna veggie thing, which is definitely not a good alternative. I'm very sorry for this one. Then put the other toast on top. By the way, the toast is just like very slightly toasted. And then you kind of gonna build a cheese castle all around your toast. I think a very classic way of eating Francesinha is with fries on the side, so I'm just gonna put them around it. Place your fried egg on top of the sandwich, and then just let your sauce drip on top of it, and let the cheese melt, let the fries get soaked in the sauce. This is the Francesinha of Naomi Johnster. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I was ready for this. I was like really craving this when I made this. By the way, at this point it was like 12 a.m. too, so I ate this very late because this took forever somehow. Here it is cut open. It looks like the actual Francesinha, doesn't it? I mean, you can't see that it's veggie meat on there, right? And I can tell you, it was very good. I mean, obviously, you have to know what you're getting yourself into. It's a lot of cheese, it's a lot of kind of meat, it's fries, it's a very strong, hearty sauce. But I love this kind of food. It's just it just makes my heart warm and my tummy happy. Oh. Do you like Portugal?
Is it good at us? The bratwurst is a little overpowering. I feel like I could eat like a quarter of this entire thing probably.
And that's normal. It's just rich. I actually love the sauce. It's very warm and hearty.
Yes. Well done.
Thanks. I mean, it's been some time, but I think it tasted very similar to the Francesinha I've tried in Porto. Don't quote me on that. I don't know. It was good. It was just good. It is day number 3, guys. Breakfast time. Am I right? We're gonna make something that Narze suggested to me. Narze. They wanted me to try coffee noodles, which I've actually seen on Instagram. I've seen this quite some times because you guys tend to send me everything that includes noodles, which is good. It's good. Keep it that way. I'm not like a coffee drinker, like, you know, drinking coffee every day. But I still want to try this because I like jelly and noodles. In the video, they don't really show like measurements of anything. They just tell you the ingredients, but not how much. So I was just adding some coffee and some agar-agar powder, which is like some plant-based jelly making thing. It's gonna make it wobble. Then I also added a little bit of sugar because I want it to be sweet. I want it to be a very nice, I mean, it is not really a breakfast, kind of a dessert, but it just goes hand in hand. I just let it simmer for a little bit, and then I filled it into like a wide pan. Then I'm gonna pop the bubbles with a chopstick, a very necessary part, do not forget this. And then I just covered it with some cling foil and put it on our balcony so it can get to the jelly part, the jelly transformation. I think after about 3 to 4 hours, maybe even less, because obviously it's very thin, it turned to jelly. So now I'm just gonna cut little noodle strings out of my jelly very delicately. It's kind of hard to make straight lines, but I did my best. Look at my noodles. Look at them. Look at them right now, because 1 second later, they're all gonna break. Yeah, that was a bit of a problem with my noodles. They didn't want to stay whole. But yeah, time for breakfast, I guess. So I don't know how to tell you guys, but I found this absolutely atrocious. I don't think I ever tried something this bad. I think just the coffee with the consistency of the jelly noodles, it just really did not work together. So it's a no for me. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this one. It's fun to eat, not fun to taste. Alright everyone, it's dinner time! Jutta von Banana Peel, I swear you guys' usernames, suggested I should make the famous TikTok egg boil thing. I love it with corn and potatoes. Jutta! This was already on my list. I really wanted to try the egg boil thing. I've seen it also on TikTok, I've seen it on YouTube. I want to eat this. If you don't know what it is, you're gonna see what I'm doing. Just watch me. So I'm gonna prepare my potatoes. They already had some rootage on them, like me. Potato root jokes, check. But you can just cut the roots off and still eat the potatoes. I'm just gonna cut them in like small pieces because I don't want them to be too big. And then I'm just gonna boil the potatoes together with 8 eggs. That's a whole lot of eggs, man. But we're gonna make an egg boil, so it has to include a lot of eggs. Cook the potatoes for about 15 to 20 minutes and the eggs for whatever you like. I'm gonna cook them hard, so I'm gonna take them out after like 9 minutes. Place your eggs into an ice water bowl to just cool them down a little bit. And then we're gonna work on our egg boil sauce. We're gonna start with our basic step. Cut your onion, cut some garlic. I am gonna use a lot of garlic. Then we're gonna use a lot of butter and also some oil. Put your garlic and your onions in there. Just fry it a little bit. First off, 1 tablespoon of paprika powder. I accidentally added a little bit more because I thought it was empty, but it wasn't. But it's okay. We like paprika. 1 tablespoon of garlic powder because we don't have enough garlic yet. 1 tablespoon Cajun seasoning. 1 tablespoon of chili flakes. Depends on how spicy you want it. I think I did a little bit less. Then also add some cayenne pepper out of your star wand. Some lemon for freshness and some sugar for sugarness. I'm so tired. Then of course we're gonna get back to our very delicious, very yummy veggie broth. You can also do chicken broth, whatever broth your heart desires. Peel your eggs, peel your potatoes if you want to, I don't want to. And then just pour the sauce over it and just, you know, let it soak in that sauce for as long as possible. I think I let it soak for like 3 to 4 hours. Of course, you could also just eat it immediately, but I think it's way better if it's like all soaked in the sauce. After a couple of hours, consider it done. Go heat it up a little bit so you can eat it. I mean, I can tell you this thing, it was so yummy. It was exactly how I expected. Like the sauce was so flavorful and so delicioso, and just potato and egg is a good mixture anyway. I think next time I'm gonna add a little bit of corn too. Maybe some corn cobs. Ooh, that's gonna be good. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of this dish. For some reason, I added very many clips of me eating this here, so I really don't know what to say anymore. Just watch me eat, I guess. Delicious. Oh, it's so messy. Okay, it is day number 4 at breakfast time again. So Naomijon said, hab gehört, Müsli mit Red Bull soll geil sein. Which means they heard cereal and Red Bull is a good mixture. A good combination. First of all, I've never heard that. Never once in my life. Listen, Nadine, I don't like Red Bull, but I want to be open-minded. Maybe I like it in combination with something else. I can't drink like vodka energy, but I'm still gonna try with my Vitalis Knusper Müsli Schoko, which is like some crunchy type of cereal, kind of sweet, kind of chocolatey. We're just gonna mix it all up like normal cereal. Here's a great sound for you guys. And yeah, what do you think? Did I like it? Not a single bit. Nadine, whatever you heard, maybe next time, don't listen. I don't know why anybody would do this. Maybe just drink the energy drink and then eat the cereal. It was absolute fucking trash, and not the good kind of trash. It just was absolute trash. I just drained the energy drink and then ate the cereal. And it was still gross because obviously the cereal already soaked the energy drink. I don't want to talk about it anymore. A couple of hours later, I decided to make myself a little snack because I had the cereal very early and it didn't really fill me up. And for that, I mixed 2 of my broccoli suggestions. In case you're new here, I call all of my subscribers broccolis. So Lara HXRM suggested I should try Hanuta or knoppers with cream cheese. This is Hanuta. It's some kind of chocolatey cracker. And knoppers is also kind of a cracker. If I would have to decide, I would go with Hanuta. And Linde Marlina suggested I should try pickles with peanut butter, which also sounds like a great combination. I just wanted to try both at once, just make a little Friday afternoon snack. I liked it. Thumbs up for this one. Can recommend. Then the Hanuta with the cream cheese. Also good. It just really elevated the Hanuta as sweet. It started off as sweets, but it became a snack. I am happy with my snack. And then I was ready for my din-dins. I'm gonna be making haggis. If you don't know what haggis is, I'm just gonna read it straight from Wikipedia. Haggis is a savory pudding containing sheep's pluck, minced with onion, oatmeal, spices, salt, mixed with stock, and cooked while traditionally inside of a animal's stomach. Very meaty. We're gonna do the veggie version because actually a lot of people suggested me to try haggis and even the vegetarian version. I maybe tried haggis before when I was in England. I think I tried haggis. I'm pretty sure I did. Dale Winton suggested me to try vegetarian haggis. Also Amy Mearns, she just wrote haggis. And normally you eat your haggis with neeps and tatties, turnip and potato. We're not gonna make the potato because Vincent doesn't like potatoes, so we're just gonna make the turnip. I didn't know turnips look like this. I don't think I've ever cooked turnips. Steckerübe. Maybe you will need this information at some point in your life. I'm not gonna lie to you, I had to Google how to cut a turnip. But it's very easy. You just basically peel it with your knife, just trim all the edges off. I also tried it with a potato peeler. I really gave all and everything to just cut this freaking turnip because it was so thick and heavy. All my power in there, which I gained from my amazing Red Bull breakfast. You're gonna cook it for about 30 to 40 minutes just so it's very soft so you can mash it easily. Here are all my ingredients. We're also gonna add some mushrooms and some carrot. I think it's a bit old. I think we're just gonna not use it today. Chop up your mushrooms. I used about 7 or 8, I think. Chop them up very finely. Also chop up some onion. I'm gonna use like 3/4 of an onion and keep 1/4 of the onion for later for the sauce. Also, of course, some garlic. We just need our onion garlic base. I feel like I've just been cutting onion and garlic in this video so far. Add your mushrooms. Pan fry it for a little bit in some oil. Then you want to add 25 grams of sunflower seeds. Next, 1 tablespoon of nutmeg. And then you're supposed to use 1 tablespoon of allspice. Unfortunately, I didn't have it, but I found out that you could potentially use cinnamon as a substitute. I don't know, I felt crazy. Of course, you also need some salt and pepper in there, a little bit of thyme. Then pan fry all of that on medium heat for 5 minutes, and then you can add your veggie stock. Then you want to add 50 grams of barley. Is this weird? Because what the fuck are Perlgraupen? I've never heard this word before in my life. I mean, barley, maybe, but Perlgraupen? Next, you want to add 50 grams of green lentils, and I could only find brown ones. I don't know. I hope that's all right. Next, add some nutritional yeast. Once again, 50 grams. Mix it all up very thoroughly and then let it simmer for about 30 minutes on like medium heat. Make sure to just stir it from time to time so it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan and just burns. We don't want that. After 30 minutes, you're gonna add some porridge oats. And that's it for the haggis. You're gonna put it into a greased pan. I have this kind of cake form going on, which was maybe kind of big for my haggis. It looked a bit sad, but I think it's gonna do the job. It's gonna be fine, and I still think it's a lot of haggis. It's just a lot more cake form. Cover it with some aluminum foil so it doesn't get burnt on top, and bake it on 180 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, take it out again, take the aluminum foil off, and put it back in, and then bake it for another 30 minutes. So it's gonna be in there for 1 hour in total. While your haggis is back in the oven, we're gonna get to the neeps. which means we're gonna drain our turnips and we're gonna mush them. Damn, this really was a full body workout making this whole recipe, I can tell you. Then you wanna add some butter and some oat milk or soy milk, whatever you desire, to make it a bit more creamy, and also add a little bit of pepper and salt. Let's get to the sauce. So in this case, we're talking about the whiskey cream sauce. That's like the typical sauce to go with haggis. Once again, put your butter into the pan, your onion, which you saved for now. Add 100 milliliters of whiskey. I'm so glad I bought the Jack Daniels. I really breathe in a lot of this whiskey though. Then 400 milliliters of vegan stock. In the recipe, they used 100 milliliters of vegan cashew cream, but I'm gonna use haute cuisine cream. 1 tablespoon of mustard, a little bit of pepper, and a little bit of salt, and a little bit of lemon juice. It's optional, and I was like, let's do it. Then you're gonna cook it for a little bit, like 5 minutes, and the recipe said it's gonna thicken up, but it didn't, so I also added a little bit of potato starch slurry, which did make it a bit thicker. Now all this have to do is get your haggis. Woohoo.
It looks like bread.
It does! It looks like pumpernickel. Yay, Germany! Now it's time to prepare the plates, put it all together, and here it is, our final product. I'm just gonna pour over some sauce, add as much as you want. I'm gonna drench it in sauce. Oh, yeah. We're gonna do a taste test together because obviously I also cooked for Vincent. Crunchy. It really tastes like Schwarzbrot. Do you like it? I like the sauce very much.
Tastes so summery somehow.
Summer? What does summer taste like for you?
Citrusy.
Oh, there's lemon in there.
Yeah, I don't like the lemon in there.
It was optional. It's good, but it's not worth 3 hours of cooking.
Yes, because you make me very happy.
Yeah?
Yeah, I like it.
Oh, yay. Day number 5, breakfast time again. We have a suggestion from Linda Duwald. Bratkartoffeln mit Zucker. So it's pan-fried potatoes with sugar. So I just cooked my potatoes, added them into a whole lot of butter because I also wanted them to be very buttery and just juicy. And I forgot to film how I added the sugar, so I added even more sugar. This is very, very easy. It's literally just potatoes with sugar. That's it. I did not expect this to be as good as it was. I was really digging this. I even added a whole lot of more sugar. I really shoved that stuff into my face. I stuffed my mouth real good. Period. And we're at dinner time again. Now I'm gonna make Dan noodles. Lule Bella sent me this on Instagram, and it's a recipe I saw before from Chef Jorge, or is it George? And it looks really yummy. It's some type of Chinese noodles, I think, and it looks very easy and yummy, and you know me, I love my noodles. So we're gonna get to it. First, I'm just gonna pan fry my pak choi and some garlic because I love my pak choi to be garlicky. In the video, they didn't really explain the measurements of what I'm gonna use, so this is all a bit improvised, the measurements, not the ingredients. So we're gonna use some garlic, actually a lot of garlic, some chili flakes, just throw them in there, some sesame seeds, and then an ingredient which I've never used before, it's Sichuan pepper. I ordered it for this recipe. Yeah, I can already tell you I probably put a bit too much of this in. Now you want to heat up some oil and just pour it over it. I also think I added a bit too much oil, but it's fine. Then add some soy sauce, some brown sugar, and some black vinegar. The black vinegar was kind of hard to get spontaneously. I mean, it was all a bit stressful, my shopping for this video. So I had to get like a substitute for this one. I've read that balsamico will be an okay substitute for this. Obviously not very authentic and not very Chinese. Sorry for this one again. Then you also want to add some peanut butter. Put it all in there. I have crunchy peanut butter. I think that's good for this recipe. Then you can cook your noodles of choice. I cooked some udon noodles, made a huge mess while doing that. And once they are ready and cooked, you can put it all together, mix it all up, and that's basically it. Put your pak choi on top, and there you have your dan noodles. It was very easy. It was very fast. I'm just gonna try it. So my verdict for these noodles, it's a bit tricky because I definitely added way too much Szechuan pepper. It was so overpowering and way too much. That kind of, yeah, destroyed the recipe a little bit for me. So I didn't really enjoy it that much. I still ate it, but I didn't eat it with much passion. Day number 6, and we're gonna make some breakfast, which I have always wanted to try, and I'm very excited about this one. Fluffiger Hirschkäfer told me I should try natto. If you don't know what natto is, it's a very traditional Japanese food, and it is basically fermented soybeans. It is very often served as breakfast food. It's very typical breakfast together with some rice and some sides, eggs, whatever you want. So first off, of course, I'm gonna make some rice, wash it and put it into the rice cooker, and then we can take care of the natto. This is what it looks like. Just, you know, take this plastic wrap off. It usually comes with like some type of soy sauce and some type of mustard. Karashi mustard is what it's called. And then you just put both of it in and just, you know, mix it. I'm gonna do like a little bit of a avocado egg moment with my natto. So I'm gonna just slice my avocado, just mix it in with the natto, put a little bit of lemon juice, salt and pepper in there, a little natto guac if you want to say so. And then you want to mix it all together, just like let the avocado juice just like merge into the natto. I don't know what I'm talking about. Then go ahead and fry your egg. By this time, I think your rice should be done. Now I'm gonna assemble it all in my bowl, put a little bit of soy sauce on there and a little bit of sesame oil, just a little bit. A little goes a long way. And then you just want to put your avocado natto mixture all around it. And there you have it. This is your natto breakfast avocado bowl. And I'm so excited to try it. This actually is a recipe by Future Neighbor on YouTube. He made a video about different kinds of natto recipes. And when I tried it, of course, first I had to kind of get used to the taste of natto. I mean, if you've ever tried fermented food, it is definitely a different experience because the fermentation kind of makes it a bit like sour, and I don't even know how to describe it. Try it. After I got used to it, I actually really liked it. I really enjoyed the whole combination with the avocado. I think next time I'm actually gonna add some kimchi to it. I was impressed. I really liked it, and I can't wait to try out more natto recipes. It is dinner time on day number 6, and I just want to show you this onion real quick because there were 2 onions in one. I kind of felt bad just like separating them because I felt like they were like daughter and mother, but I'm just not gonna think about my guilt. With a mischievous grin, you're telling the story, you're mine. 7-foot frame, rats along his back. When he calls your name, it all fades to black. Okay, after this little Encanto dance and singing break, let's get to my dinner. It's gonna be a very special because I feel like this is a typical German thing to eat, and I feel like a lot of people judge it because it's honestly kind of weird. So Nick VXKL told me I should eat a German Mettiegel, which means raw meat in the form of an hedgehog. Before we get into this, I just have to say that this is a staple here in Germany. Literally everyone eats that, except vegetarians, obviously. It is a crazy Mett culture over here. I mean, I can say about myself that I ate this a lot of times in my life already. I don't want to say it's my childhood because I also ate it when I was older than my childhood. Just want to see the Wikipedia article about this. Mett is a preparation of minced raw pork that is popular in Germany, Poland, and in Belgium. It's eaten raw, usually on a bread roll. At a buffet, it is sometimes served as a Mettiegel. Mett hedgehog. Oh my god, this is literally what I just said. I kind of love it. I also kind of feel bad eating it because, as I said, I'm not consuming much meat anymore in my life. So now I'm just gonna prepare my little Mettiegel right here. I really bought just only a teeny tiny little bit. The person at the supermarket where I bought it, they literally laughed at me because I just wanted such a small amount of Mett. They literally were like, 100 grams? Oh, Mädchen. What is wrong with that? Yes, I will remember this. I will remember you judging me for my Mett order. Martin. I don't know if his name was Martin, but he looked like a Martin. Anyway, so we're gonna build my little Mett hedgehog right here. You can use these salt thingies, salt pretzel long thingies. You can also use onion, but I use that because that actually is Hackepeta, what I bought, which means there's already salt and pepper and onions in there. Then for the eyes, I decided to use some little pieces of olives, and I really think it looks like a real life hedgehog. Oh god, I wish I couldn't see this. Normally, obviously, you have like a huge amount of Mett at like a buffet, and then all the people take their amount of Mett out of the hedgehog. In my case, I only had the small one, so I just took all of the pieces out again, ate them, and then put my Mett onto my bread. And then I added some extra onions, extra salt and pepper. You cannot go wrong with that. And then I ate it. I am so pissed to say that I still like it. I kind of have this thing with meat that I don't like a lot of meat anymore, and I was hoping that I also don't like this anymore. I cannot lie to you, I liked it. I was kind of depressed and it made me really angry. I think there's a difference between like normal raw meat and this, but I'm actually really not sure. I'm also never sure what exactly to buy, so I'm always like standing there at the supermarket like, I want the type of Mett that goes onto my bread. And they're always like, Hackepeta oder was? Meinst du Thüringer Mett, junge Dame? And I always answer, ja Martin, genau das möchte ich haben, aber nur 100 Gramm. That was me introducing Mett to you. Let's get to the last day. Day number 7. We almost made it. So we're gonna make fairy bread, suggested by Eggy Plant. It's literally buttered bread with sprinkles. Hundreds and thousands of sprinkles. And just the fact that it's called fairy bread made me have to try this. I mean, that's the cutest thing ever. I don't even think I have to explain this to you. Just take your bread, preferably some white toast, put some thick coat of butter on there because we love butter in this house. And then we're just gonna put hundreds of thousands of millions of sprinkles on there. But it has to be these colorful rainbow LGBTQ sprinkles. That's what it looks like. I don't even know why I did a close-up shot of this. Oh, that's rieselt ja runter. Okay, are you ready for the ultimate crunch? I really like the texture. Great breakfast, 10 out of 10. Okay, the last recipe for this week. We're gonna make Gulab Jamun. Sent to me by Chill OK WTF. It's super famous in my country, India. So I thought you could give it a try. I need to try this. I googled some recipes and I found one that looked very easy. This goes out to all the Indian people. Let me know if this is a good recipe, an authentic recipe. I think this is meant to be like a quick recipe, and I know that you definitely can do it in a different way. So for everyone who doesn't know this kind of dessert, it's these milk balls. They are soaked in syrup, so it's like wet and juicy. First off, we're gonna start by making the syrup. 2 cups of sugar, 2 cups of warm water. Oh, actually warm water? I don't think I added warm water. 2 little pieces of cardamom and some saffron. I added this saffron powder, which made it very yellow. And did I mention that Vincent loves saffron?
I love saffron.
Then you're just gonna mix it all together and bring it all to a boil, but not too hot. We don't want the syrup to get too thick. It needs to stay very liquid. After I boiled it, I'm gonna add some lemon juice, a bit, just like a tiny teaspoon, and some rose water. Also just a little bit. And I've heard that the rose water really gives it the typical Gulab Jamun flavor. And then we can put the syrup to the side and let it cool down a little bit, and we're gonna get to the dough. For that, you're gonna mix 100 grams of milk powder, unsweetened, and 60 grams of maida or plain flour. Maida is some kind of Indian flour, which is perfect for this kind of recipe. I also looked for a substitute for maida flour because I couldn't get it at that point. In this case, I just used some almond flour. You could also use tapioca starch, I think, or coconut flour, I think. I don't want to talk about it like I know for sure because I'm also just trying out stuff. Next, add 1 tablespoon of baking powder, mix it all together, and this is supposed to be like the instant ready mix for your gulab jamun. Then you want to add 2 tablespoons of ghee. Don't add butter, it has to be ghee. Mix it all together, don't knead it yet, it just needs to be mixed. And then you just add a little bit of milk. It's kind of hard to say because in the recipe I was looking at, they said add milk as needed. I think you're just supposed to add as much milk to form a dough, so the dough has the right consistency. It's really not easy because I tend to not add the right amount of liquid in my dough. I think that's exactly what happened. I mean, obviously just add a little at a time and see how your dough performs. It needs more or, well, hopefully not less. But in the worst case, you can always add a little more flour, I think. I hope. I don't know. Yeah, it was not the best one. It was way too dry. I didn't really realize at first, and then I already set it aside to set. And then after 10 minutes, I realized it's too dry. Oh, das wird doch nix. And I just crumbled it up again and put some more milk in and just kind of, you know, took little steps forward on this. But then I think I got a good consistency. It wasn't too dry and it was still not too liquid. It's also important that it doesn't stick to your fingers, but it still needs to be soft. Let the dough set for 10 more minutes and then it's time to form your little ball. One of the recipes I looked at said that 13 grams is like a good amount of dough for one ball. So I got my scale out and just always weighed exactly 13 grams. Maybe sometimes it was 14 and sometimes it was 12. And then you just want to make little balls. Keep doing this motion. Make them as even as possible. Of course, mine are not going to be like super even. It's not perfect balls. I think they still look really cute. I did it to the best of my capabilities. Capabilities? It's late. Make sure there are no cracks on the surface and it's as smooth as possible. I think so far it's going good. Then you're gonna heat up some oil or some ghee. It should be about 140 or 150 degrees Celsius. Maybe just start with a little bit of a lower heat and then work your way up because you need to fry them for a certain amount of time because otherwise the insides of the balls will be still raw. Make sure you have your syrup ready because after you fry it, it should go into the syrup immediately so it can just soak up all of it immediately. And then what you're supposed to do is put your balls in there and constantly keep stirring so the balls don't touch the ground and like stick to the bottom of the pan. I tried it with one, didn't really work. It still stick to the bottom. I don't know what exactly I did wrong. Maybe I needed a bigger pot. So then I had to think of something else. I took out this sieve, which was already a little rusty and not cute looking, but it still did its job. And I was able to put 2 of the balls in there at a time. And then I was just like swerving it around and just making sure it's all evenly fried. As soon as they turn into this gold brown color, you can take them out and, as I said, immediately into the syrup. Call me the queen of multitasking. Am I right? Somehow, when I make stuff in the fryer, it won't get big. It's a personal problem. Here you can see I put all of them in there. Usually I think they're supposed to get bigger. They didn't really rise that much. Maybe I should have added more baking powder. I'm just happy they exist. And then you want to let them sit in the syrup for 3 to 4 hours. And then after 4 hours, I took it out and this is what they look like. Look at these glazy little beautiful balls. They are so pretty. I cut it open with my spoon and I think it's done correctly. I think this is what it's supposed to look like. I'm gonna try this now. Cut. No, action. It has such an interesting consistency, oder? It's like crumbly but juicy. It's sweet. I mean, it's syrup. Syrup is sweet.
Yeah.
No, I think I like it. It's so different.
It's different
than anything I've tried. And you just have to get used to it the first couple of seconds. But it's actually really good. If you don't like it sweet, this is maybe not for you. Vincent likes the saffron.
Well done.
And to finish the day, we're actually gonna drink eggnog and Fanta. The eggnog in Germany is with alcohol. But I'm just gonna make ourselves a little good night drink to finish the day. Well, it smells so much like alcohol. It doesn't. What is this? It's so
I don't want to drink.
Somebody told me they really like it. Why is it so slimy?
What is that?
Not good.
What is the slime?
Ew. So slimy.
Did it separate the egg from the nog?
Did it separate the fun from the tar? I'm drunk from my slime.
So much like egg.
We still don't know if our eggnog maybe is bad. It tastes like this from the beginning. That's disgusting. It literally just tastes like slimy vodka now. Thanks so much for this food. That was my 7 days journey with your recipes, your food suggestions. Thank you so much for sending me all of this. I mean, this whole week was definitely a whole lot of work, but also it was so much fun. Let me know if you like this type of video, this type of series. Also comment down below some recipes you want me to try from your country maybe. I just really think it's super interesting. Again, thank you so much for participating in my video. It's been a very special time with you, and I'm gonna log off now. I really need to get it going. Don't forget to follow me on all my social media, which is Naomijon on
Instagram,
Naomijon on
TikTok,
and the Naomijon on
Twitter. Oh yeah.
and that's it. I'm just gonna go to bed. I'm literally gonna go straight to bed. I don't even need to take my makeup off. I'm just gonna go right here, right now. Good night, everyone. Taco, you can stay here. Don't do it again.